Welcome to the Revere City Council meeting of January 12th, 2026. All rise and salute the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call of the members. Councilor Argenzio.
Here.
Here, Councilor Cogliandro.
Here.
Here, Councilor Janino.
Here.
Here, Councilor Guarino Sawaya.
Here.
Here, Councilor Hass.
Here.
Here, Councilor Kelly.
Here.
Here, Councilor McKenna. Here, Councilor Mercurio.
Here.
Here, Councilor Novoselsky.
Here.
Here, Councilor Silvestri.
Here.
Here, and Council President Zambudo.
Here.
Here, quorum is present. Approval of the Journal of the regular meeting of December 15th, 25.
So move.
All in favor, all opposed? Voted.
Approval of the Journal of the organizational meeting of January 5th, 26.
So move.
All in favor, all opposed?
2026 City Council Subcommittee List.
Order received and placed on file.
Public comment pursuant to Chapter 402 of the Acts of 1965.
Anybody here want to share? We don't have a big audience here tonight, so it doesn't looks like we're all set with that. Thank you.
Unfinished business, introduction of the...
One,
Points of personal privilege, Mr. President.
Councilor Hass.
Thank you very much. I just want to take a minute to recognize Brendan O'Brien, who recently announced that he'd be stepping down as the president of the Revere Society for Cultural and Historical Preservation over at the Historical Society and Museum. I just wanted to thank him. The building looks great. The board does great work over there. He's done a fantastic job in his time as president there, and it's one of the jewels of the city for sure. If you've ever been inside the building, you know how great it is with the artifacts and just the history of the city. But I just wanted to thank him and recognize him for all he's done. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Hass, and we'll certainly miss him. He has done a wonderful job, and a lot of good stuff is happening there, and I hope it continues. Okay, Madam Clerk.
Calendar item number 5, introduction of the City Council Rules of Order.
Motion to accept.
Mr. President, I'd like to make an amendment,
Councilor Cogliandro.
if I may. So looking through the rules of order, coming across rule number 8, debate limitations, my suggestion is either we begin abiding by this or we get rid of it because we have violated it every single meeting. No counselor shall speak for more than 3 minutes and no more than once on the same matter without leave of the council. The maker of the motion will be allowed a 1-minute rebuttal. No counselor shall speak on more than 3 motions, which he or she introduces at the meeting. The 3 motions shall include those motions submitted as late or late motions. So I would just,
Well-
I would suggest repealing or getting rid of it because we never.
Well, I'd
follow it.
like to enforce it, but, you
If
know,
either way is fine with me. It's kind of all or nothing, so.
well, I kind of like the rules of order, and I'd like to enforce it, and I will, as president, enforce that rule. So if you want to amend it, just to amend it, but I think that we should live by it. It's a good rule.
Fine with me, Mr. President.
Everybody agree with that? Yes. Okay, so we can place the rules on file. All in favor, all opposed? So voted. Now we can place them on file?
You're good. Communications, calendar item number 6, communication from the city auditor relative to the quarterly appropriation for Revere TV.
Mr. CFO.
Good evening, Mr. President and Council. Happy New Year. Before you is the quarterly appropriation to the account that allows us to fund the Revere TV station, and it's a common appropriation, and happy to answer any questions if anyone has any questions on it. Thank you.
We don't foresee any fraud in this account, do we?
There's no fraud. We just get the money in and it goes out.
Okay, great. I was making a joke there. Councilor Argenzio.
Thank you, Mr. President. So the money that comes in, is that
adequate or enough to maintain the whole Revere TV system?
A couple of years back, I tried to get a little more info on Revere TV's finances, and I didn't get far, so
Okay.
we send it to them, and they kind of do their accounting and have their own audits and stuff, so I would defer to Mr. Dunbar on any questions about the adequacy, but that's every dollar that we get from local access cable, like Comcast and Astound, that those little fees on the bottom create that money that goes to Revere TV, but as far as how their budgets run and what they do with that money, you'd have to ask him. It's really not a city
Okay,
city
so all that
entity.
money from those agencies come in and we give it directly? to
Yeah,
the-
it's basically, we get it in the account, we get it, and then we send it out, so it's basically a zero balance account.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other councilors?
Motion to accept, Mr. President.
All in favor, all opposed?
Aye.
Calendar item number 7, communication from the city auditor requesting the establishment of a gift account for the Revere Public Library pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53A.
Mr.
Good
Visconti?
evening.
Good evening.
Just, the library has recently been awarded a pretty nice gift from the Revere Beautification Committee, and we came to find out that they really don't have a gift account established through this body for Mass General Law, so by adopting Chapter 4453A, it'll allow me to establish a library gift account so that any future gifts to the library could be deposited there, and they can use it for the betterment of the library. So if you have any questions on the law or how that works, that'd be great.
Councilor Haas?
Thank you, Mr. President. Rich, thanks for being here. I know in my time at the senior center, I also saw, donations here and there, whether it's $20, $50, but nothing like the amounts that the library has seen. And is that something that other departments should look into, establishing a gift account?
We do have some set up, and as a matter of fact, I believe we have one for elder services, and we have a donation account for fire stuff, but as the need comes up to create a gift account, then we can certainly do so, but I don't know how many departments actually get gifts. I can probably do a little investigating to give you a summary of who does and who doesn't, but we know that the library did not. They have revolving funds, they have grant accounts, et cetera, but I didn't find the gift fund established at all, so this will just allow for that money to be deposited in there, and then hopefully they can do some fundraising or get some other ways to get some gifts to the library, and they'll have a way to account for it and spend it.
Great, thank you.
Sure.
Councilor Argenzio?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Visconti, once, when gift money comes in and the city receives it, is it then under municipal finance laws, the same criteria applies to that money?
Yes and no. I mean, we follow the laws with regard to making sure nothing's excessive, illegal, or fraudulent, but the gift account does not have to come before the council for appropriations from it. It's essentially like a revolving fund. We establish the gift account, and my job as the auditor to make sure that the funds spent out of that account are indeed for the betterment of the library.
Okay, and the department head chooses where to spend that money?
In this case, it may be the Board of Trustees for the library,
Oh,
but
that's true.
yeah, but yes, typically the department head would do so, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Guarino Sawaya?
Thank you, Mr. President. The money that's in there, is that accessible to anybody to view what is available, or is it just within the library itself?
Well, just to be clear, we haven't established the fund yet, so there's no money in there, but once we get this fund established, we'll deposit the money in there, and it sits on our general ledger, so it's available. It's not like we don't have it published on the city's website or anything, but it's public information, and anyone who ever needs any information on how much is in any account could just forward a request to me, so
What could they use the money for? Anything?
exactly what you're gonna adopt it for I don't have the language in front of me, but basically for anything that has to do with the enrichment of the library.
So if we want to make it handicap accessible, they can do that? If they have the money in the
If it's for
fund?
the betterment of the library, for sure.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilor Novoselsky?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just as an FYI regarding handicap accessibility, that's a capital improvement, so that would have to come out of a different account, I believe, because I don't think you're going to get anything that cheap for handicap accessibility.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we can do any capital projects with the money, but, it is, if a study needs to be had or something needs to be done, as long as it's for the betterment of the library, then we'll approve the expenditure.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Motion approved, Mr. President.
Permission to speak from the chair for a minute. Thank you. Mr. Viskey, who will be able to spend this money in this account? Is it completely dictated by the
I would say
board of directors or whatever?
I would say probably the library director through the board of trustees, I would imagine would be the mechanism of spending that money.
Because you know we had a problem years ago before you came here.
I'm well aware. I still have the file in my office.
We don't want a repeat of that. We want to make sure this money is spent on library benefits and doesn't go in any personal accounts anywhere. Okay, I'm half joking, but I'm not joking, because I want language in there that dictates who's going to have access to this, and city council approval and all the other good stuff that goes along with that.
Yeah, typically it's the department head that handles gift accounts, but in this case, since the trustees kind of has a unique
Okay,
relationship,
yeah.
it would be through
I
them,
think
through the
there should
library
be-
director.
There should be plenty of protection, but it
Yeah,
sounds like we will.
And we still use purchase orders and requisitions, and
Good,
we check it at the
Oh,
auditor's
good.
office as well. so.
Okay, all in favor, all opposed? So,
Calendar item number 8, communication from the city auditor relative to a bond authorization for the renovation of the McKinley School in the amount of $37 million.
this is all about the CFO tonight and his request. So,
Thank you. So before you tonight is the bond authorization that the city would have to approve in order to execute the contract that that we would have for construction at the McKinley School. We have our OPM on the contract, and we have our architects on contract with existing money, but the building project itself requires a bond authorization for me to authorize signing the contract, so the funds are there. The $37 million is the estimated gross amount needed. We do anticipate upwards of $20 million back from the state 911, but they don't allow me to bond for the net amount. I was planning on giving a little more detailed presentation, but I believe this is going to go to a public hearing, and I'll prepare something a little more detailed for that. And I believe Tom Skorowski will come in and do a presentation on the project itself, but I will give you some information on the financing and how that would work on behalf of the city. So we just wanted to get this queued up because we have 30 days to execute the contract with the construction company that won the bid. And if we put this on the 26th agenda and it gets voted, then we'll be able to sign the contract and get going on that project. So happy to answer any questions on it, but I believe we'll do a little more detail on it on the following council meeting. Thank you.
thank you, Councilor Argenzio.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Viskey, this bond, just like any other bond, you borrow the $37 million, and maybe you don't spend all $37 million. Now, does that money, it's authorized, and then in the future, I think we did this with the city ad, that could be used on a different project once McKinley School is all said and done, and there's some money left over, we could choose, or the mayor could choose to spend that elsewhere.
That's correct. But the way the language is written, it's similar to the high school bond authorization where it says it's the amount, 37 million, less any grant dollars that come in. So if there's money left over after the project, after all the grants have been awarded and such, that balance, we can either rescind the bonds, which means basically close them out, or we could repurpose the bond authorization for another project that would be similar in length. So we can't use a 30-year debt to buy vehicles,
Right.
equipment, but we can use it for another infrastructure type project. But yes, we could.
And then the money that we get from the other cities, that will go towards paying it off, or for lack of a better term.
Yeah, the grant will actually come to the MNRECC, the Metro North Rec, whatever, we call it 911, where the emergency call center. So they're actually gonna be the ones working with the state, but those grant dollars will come directly to us to reimburse us for the cost of their portion of the construction.
Thank you.
And it's expected to be 100% paid for. I mean, we have a meeting Wednesday to start to hash this out, but we've already got $6 million awarded this year for this project. And now we got a timeline, and we'll get a cash flow, and then we'll start preparing for the 27 amount of the grant. But we're hoping that every dollar that's invested in there for the 911 call center will be grant funded.
Oh, that's great. I'm looking forward to seeing it to its completion. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Counsel McKenna?
Thank you, Mr. President. Rich, how many projects do we have bonded in the city? I know, is there still a couple of schools we haven't paid completely for?
I have the entire debt schedule over there, but I can get you that info. I don't have it off the top of my head, but there's plenty of bond authorizations out there still from, some of these are 30-year bonds, so anything
Right.
upwards 25, 30 years ago could still be on the schedule, but I have the complete schedule, happy to share it with you if you like.
Okay, this is a joke, but would it be easier, cheaper to just tear down the building and just build a new building?
I'm not qualified to answer that question, but,
$37 million, that's a lot of money.
it's, I wonder the same sometimes, but I can't answer that.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Counselor Novoselsky and
Sorry, go ahead. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Viskey.
Eugene.
They mentioned the retirement board in the Metro North. Yeah, is any of this going to be used for any of the school departments?
Yeah, well,
Construction?
that'd be an early childhood center is basically almost the anchor tenant in that
And
building.
how much does that include? Is any of that coming from the school department?
Well, like I say, the school department's just a department of the city, so,
Yeah,
but they
well,
did, but they,
That doesn't fly by me, because,
But I will say that
we still have to approve their money.
they did,
I have a problem with that.
they did put $6.5 million of money towards this project out of their own fund, so there is some out of their
So is
fund. But
that-
the bond, we won't bifurcate the bond and say they have a portion, school portion and a city portion. It all ends up being cities.
Was that 6.5 included in the 37 million that's needed?
No,
So now you're talking 43 million.
correct.
Mr. President, if I may, I have a problem with going to a public hearing on the 26th of this month and then having to vote on this right away. I think we ought to have a meeting with Ways and Means to discuss this.
Well, now that you've asked, my intention was to have a public meeting, then send it to Ways and Means for approval. So that's what's going to happen. I didn't want to get ahead of anything. Let this go forward the way it is, get a public hearing, then we'll go from there. Thank you. You're welcome. Counsel Mercurio.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Richard, for being here tonight. Just for the people of Revere, the constituents, to understand this a little bit, so we're going to bond $37 million of this project.
No, we're gonna authorize 37 million, and we'll bond the delta between the 37 million and the amount we get through the grants from the state 911.
Okay.
We're estimating it to be about 18 to 20 million.
18 to 20 million. So we still have to bond about $17 million of that?
We have to authorize it.
You have to authorize
We don't bond it until the project's complete, but we have to authorize it because my signature is required on all contracts to say the funding is there to proceed.
Okay.
And without a bond authorization, the funding is not there to proceed.
Okay. And that's going to be a 30-year bond, too, you think?
It's either going to be a 20 or 30 years.
20 or
We
30?
look at both. Sometimes the longer, you get a little bit of a slighter interest rate, but
Right.
you're also paying a lot more in interest. So I work with the financial advisors of the city
So-
to make sure.
Okay,
that
when do
it-
you think you're going to issue the bond? In 2 years from now, after the construction?
Yeah, usually probably about a year after construction. We do temporary bond anticipation notes, which are interest-only notes during construction, and then when the project's finally complete, then we'll go and we'll sell the bonds.
Okay,
So probably about maybe 6 to 12 months after the project's complete.
okay. Thank you, Mr. Viskey.
You're welcome.
Counsel Cogliandro.
Thank you, Mr. President. Rich, thanks for being here. When we do the public hearing and you guys give your presentation, we also get an opportunity to meet the people that are running the project, the construction company.
I think that can certainly be arranged, for sure.
That would be great, and I don't know if you can answer this now, but how much of this money is for contingencies and cost escalation?
I can answer it.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. The owner's contingency is $315,000, which is about 1% of the construction budget, and the construction contingency is estimated at $1.1 million, which is 3.5% of the construction budget.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Counselor. That's why you're the chairman of Ways and Means. So to clear this up a little bit, I wanted you to tell us that we will authorizing 37 million, was it 27? 37 million. And I wanted to let everybody know that that number was going to be reduced by almost 20 million with grants. And now that all the talking went back and forth here, it seems that we're looking to spend the money we don't use, and that wasn't the message I wanted to send out tonight to our constituents, that we're not putting this pool of $37 million out there, and we're gonna get 20 million, and then we're gonna have a slush fund of 17 million, because it kind of sounded like that when we were talking back and forth. I know it wasn't meant that way, but
No,
I think if I was in the audience and I was watching this, I'd be confused.
I'll
So
try-
I want you to make this perfectly clear and let everybody know what exactly is going on here.
Yeah, for sure, and I figured the 26th, I forget which date is it, the 25th or 26th, the next council meeting, I was going to give a detailed
No,
presentation.
I know that,
But I can tell you right-
since we went this far.
No, I'm
and
happy
we
to
put
do
out
it.
some information, we got to put out a little more.
So
to make
essentially,
it-
the $6.5 million brings the project up to about $43.5 million. So we're not gonna authorize money we already have, so that's why we're gonna only authorize the $37 million. About 18 to 20 million of that we expect to come back in the form of grants. And then when we finally go out and do long-term borrowing, it should be somewhere between 18 and $20 million.
Great.
I hope that clarifies it a little bit.
That's good enough until we have the
And
public
if anyone has
hearing.
any questions before the meeting or would like me to try to articulate something a little differently or better, I'm happy to try to do that for you all.
Great, I think that clears it up, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This will go to a public hearing on the 26th.
Motions, calendar item number 9. Motion presented by Councilors Kelly and Cogliandro that the mayor request Brian Dakin of Left Field to appear before the city council to provide an update on the construction of the new high school.
Counselor Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Dakin was coming in quite frequently before we voted on the bond for the high school, and I would like to have him continue that so that we can be kept up to date regarding issues and progress regarding the build of the high school. But what prompted me in particular to submit this motion was the Revere High School Building Committee meeting that took place on December 3rd. I got a couple of calls from constituents that were a little confused about things that were stated in the meeting, particularly regarding a 6-month delay in the opening of the school. So right now, I couldn't answer the question. I watched the meeting. I was confused myself. So I think would be in good measure to have Mr. Dakin come in and give us some concrete details regarding the delay and the reason for it, so that there's not just speculation out there. And I think the way I feel is that we should, as an elected body, have more involvement regarding the build. I know that that may not be a popular opinion. I know it's not the mayor's opinion. And I know, and this is nothing against the people that are on the Revere High School Building Committee. I know they're wonderful people, but we are elected officials. We're responsible for the bonding for that high school. And I think we should have a little more involvement and be kept up to date. And I have been informed that I think Mr. Dakin has already agreed to come in on the February 9th, at the February 9th meeting. So I would urge that the mayor add him to the agenda for the February 9th meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Cogliandro.
Thank you, Mr. President. Councilor Kelly said it all. Thank you.
Counselor Novoselsky.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I thank Councilor Kelly for putting this in, because I think it is important for us to know what's going on, especially about 2 weeks ago, we had a problem at the site affecting some of the businesses on Lower North Shore Road, where the drain line was blocked. It was actually blocked by the contractor for whatever reason, I don't know, and it backed up, flooded, it actually flooded the old Caravan Club. And those poor people, and there's a church in there, and they couldn't go to church because of the flood, and it was at least 6 inches deep in that parking lot. And the owner of the parking lot has commuter parking there during the day, and she lost several thousands of dollars because her customers couldn't park there. So I want to bring this up to Mr. Dakin, which he already knows about it, but I just want to bring it up and get an update on it. So thank you.
Absolutely, thank you, and I'm sure that the contractor is responsible for any damages, and I hope somebody's going after them. Anybody else? All in favor, all opposed?
Calendar item number 10, motion presented by Councilor Cogliandro, that the mayor request the Chief of Planning and Community Development to appear before the City Council to present and discuss all data related to the Harris Street traffic changes and to provide information on when the community meeting will take place. Councilor Zambudo is recused from this motion.
Councilor Cogliandro?
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, this was discussed initially the last time Mr. Skorowski was here. There is going to be a community meeting, and in talks, the data collection for Harris Street will come in on January 20th and 21st. He would like to wait for that to happen and is happy to schedule a community meeting after that. But that's where we're at right now. So we can actually.
Thank you. Councilor Novoselsky.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I'm glad Councilor Cogliandro has brought this up. And I know there have been several head-on collisions at that intersection because one of the lights that they did, the north lane goes straight through while the other westbound lanes have to stop. So there's continuous traffic going for about a minute, minute and a half at a time. And also the traffic coming from Broadway on Winthrop Ave, they can still take their left-hand turn onto going to Bell Circle. And there have been several serious accidents there already. And I know someone that actually saw one happen. So I think this is something that has to come up, and maybe a lighting adjustment still has to happen there, because the light going westbound I thought it was a good idea, but the alternate traffic coming eastbound on Winthrop Ave causes a dangerous situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor McKenna.
Thank you, Mr. President. So this was addressed with Chief Levita, myself, and Mayor Keefe. I brought this to Mayor Keefe's attention. I called Maria Levita, and Maria Levita said she tried to talk to Mass DOT, and they wouldn't listen. They said that they had to do a traffic study. But I had talked to, I forgot who I talked to from Mass DOT. I had written them an email saying that it was brought to my attention that the clerk almost got sideswiped. And that's how I got to know this was happening. So they did put a sign there that said that there is a traffic pattern change. And I just went through that light tonight. And I'll tell you, it's really dangerous because I slowed down. Someone was taking a left to go to Bell Circle, and I was going straight. And as the clerk pointed out, people try to make that light, the green light, and they come over, there's a little hill. And they come over that hill, and if they come over that hill and they don't see someone taking a left, forget about it. So I don't think it's a great idea that they have this light that's green. I think the lights should be changed, like in sequence. And but they did put the sign there the day after, and they said, there's a traffic change, pattern change. So that's it.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Councilor. Councilor Cogliandro.
Thank you for the 1-minute rebuttal, Mr. President. Rule number 8, thank you. I'm glad they put a sign up. We all know how well signs work in this city.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
true.
I just wanted to, I apologize, when I filed this, I was doing 100 things, but I want to add Councilor McKenna to this, and if Councilor Mercurio would like to be on this motion as well.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely, that's all, thank you.
Thank you.
Councilor Kelly.
I just wanted to say that I have received calls from residents who are opposed to this, who are bringing up safety issues. So I just want to thank Councilor Cogliandro for putting this motion in. Thank you.
On the motion, all in favor, all opposed? No order.
Calendar item number 11, motion presented by Councilors McKenna and Mercurio that the mayor request the Department of Conservation and Recreation to repair the streetlights on Winthrop Parkway along Short Beach. The lights have been destroyed by motor vehicle accidents and have not been repaired since September.
Counsel McKenna.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, since everybody started driving fast after, I don't know, the last 4 or 5 years, the streetlights have never been taken out. And there have been more streetlights in Winthrop Parkway that have been taken out in the last 4 years. I put a motion in 4 months ago that the state police go down there and slow the traffic down because they're speeding. 2 lights are totally missing out of Short Beach. 3 lights are out on Winthrop Parkway, and one of those lights is crucial because it's on a crosswalk and you have to cross 3 lanes. And it's really dark down there. So I really do think that I would like to make an amendment that, because I know National Grid has to do some of this work, but I would really like to have National Grid come up. Someone important that can address the lights that are out in the whole city. Maybe we could have Tammy Saporito come up and maybe all the councilors can give a list of all the lights that are out in their ward.
I'd ask you to put a separate motion in for
Okay,
that.
thank you.
Counsel Mercurio.
Thank you, Mr. President. As Joanne, Councilor McKenna has said, it's a very dangerous road right now. There's like 5 lights that are out. As soon as you go around the curve, there's 2 lights that are out on the beach. So we need to get this fixed. This is a public safety issue. It's gone on too long. This is her second time on this motion, and we really need to put some fire under someone's butt to get this done, because this is just getting ridiculous now. So I'd like to thank Joanne, Councilor McKenna, for this motion, and I'll be behind her 100%. Thank you, Mr. President.
And the reason why he's calling me Joanne is because he's known me all his life. So
Thank you.
he's-
We know that. Have we received any response from DCR on this?
Nothing.
Okay.
Excuse me, could I have, Mr. President, I know we're supposed to follow a law here, but I reached out to Jeff Turco about 2 months ago and gave him a list, and nothing.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? On the motion, all in favor or opposed? So ordered.
Calendar item number 12, motion presented by Councilors McKenna and Mercurio that the mayor request MassDOT to repair potholes on the westerly side of Revere Beach Parkway, especially in the right-hand lane from the police station to the intersection of Route 16. This is the second request. Council President Zambudo is recused from this motion.
Counsel McKenna.
Thank you, Mr. President. I put this motion in about a month ago, and it's still not fixed. And now the potholes got even bigger, and it's like 6 inches they're totally gone. Whatever they put in there, it's totally gone. So it's really, really bad. And this is a very heavy traveled road. So I just can't understand why they just can't go out there, especially now that it's pretty warm. We're having a thaw, and they're not doing it. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I mean, DCR, MassDOT, I just don't know what to do with them. National Grid. I mean, it's just terrible. Thank you.
Counsel Mercurio.
Thank you, Mrs. Councilor McKenna, for putting me on this motion also. I just don't understand why they can't go down and fix some potholes. It's another public safety issue, and once again, we need to put some fire under these people's butt and get this rectified. And, the potholes are getting worse all around Revere right now. All the trenches are starting to sink. But that's for another day. But right behind Councilor McKenna on this motion also. Thank you.
Thank you, Counsel. Counsel Novoselsky.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, again, I want to thank Councilor McKenna for putting this in. I was on her last motion, and I did contact DCR down in the maintenance yard, and they said they were going to fix it, and some of them were fixed, but they've, since the weather's been so lousy, they've popped up again. So I will call them myself tomorrow and see if we can get this, and I hope the council can put me on this motion also.
On the motion, all in favor, all opposed? So ordered.
Calendar item number 13, motion presented by Councilors Janino and Guarino Sawaya, that the City Council formally recognize and commend the following public safety officials for their extraordinary life-saving actions on October 10th, 25. During a medical emergency involving a 9-year-old child in cardiac arrest, members of the Revere Fire Department, Revere Police Department, and Cataldo EMS responded in the early morning hours and provided immediate, coordinated, and high-quality life-saving care. Due to their rapid actions and teamwork, the child regained cardiac function and has reportedly made a positive neurological recovery. Be it further resolved that the City Council commend Lieutenant Michael Forte, firefighter George Lavoisier, and firefighter Garrett McMahon of the Revere Engine 5 for their professionalism, leadership, and exemplary performance under pressure, actions which are a true credit to the Revere Fire Department and the City of Revere. Be it further resolved that the City Council also recognize Revere Police Officers Daniel Redding and Jagger DeCenzo, Cataldo EMS Paramedics Kathan Remnath and Joseph Holmes, and EMTs Rose Morgan and Nolan Stimson for their outstanding interagency collaboration and shared commitment to public safety.
Counsel Janino.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a call that nobody at first responders want to get. They responded to a call with a young lady that wasn't breathing. Police responded first, started CPR, passed off the fire department, passed off to the EMTs and other paramedics. I'd like to say my comments for the meeting, and it was just an incredible scenario that took place that night. They saved the life of a 9-year-old girl.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Guarino Sawaya.
I'm going to save my comments for the 9th. Thank you.
Okay. On the motion, all in favor, all opposed? So ordered.
Calendar item number 14, motion presented by Councilors Argenzio and Cogliandro, that the mayor request the Department of Public Works to replace 2 stop signs with 2 solar-powered flashing stop signs on Mountain Avenue at the corner of Adams Street. Mountain Avenue is a long, straight road that creates a situation where cars travel at high speeds. There have been numerous high-speed accidents that have occurred at this intersection recently. If funds are not available for the purchase of these signs, that the mayor be requested to submit a Community Improvement Trust Fund Board for Expenditure request to the City Council for this purpose.
Counselor Argenzio.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I think this would be a great place to try out a couple of flashing stop signs. I know we've had some success now with flashing pedestrian crossing signs, and I see these in other cities and towns. Mountain Avenue, as you know, is a long, straight road, and cars are coming 20, 30, 40 miles an hour, and there have been some high-speed accidents. And I think this would be a great place to give these a try. I know these signs probably go about $1,500 a piece. So if funding isn't available, you know, they're welcome to use the CTI money, Ward 4. We don't have much, but certainly enough to cover this. And I think in the interest of public safety, this would be a good measure. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Cogliandro.
Thank you, Mr. President. This intersection is interesting because it's so busy and dangerous, but it shouldn't be. Adams Street is incredibly thin. It's 2 ways, and then you have stop signs on both sides. And these stop signs haven't been there for a while, but I couldn't agree more. We got to do something to keep this intersection safe. We even have a traffic camera there. That's how busy this intersection is. So, and I would also be happy to take money out of the CIT for this as well. Thank you.
Counselor McKenna.
Thank you, Mr. President. We've been asking for these flashing lights for a long time for the stop signs and for pedestrian walk. I think it would be great if we start to introduce this to the city, so I think this is a great motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Silvestri.
I just want to commend and say it's a great motion. Mountain Ave's a great location to try these out. Furthermore, I want to commend both Council Cogliandro and Genzio for offering to use CIT funds, because I think that's a lot of the times, we could use those and we forget they're there sometimes.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Novoselsky?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, again, this is a great idea, and as Councilman McKenna said, we have been asking for this all over the city already. But the problem I'm having is the group that this type of information goes in front of, the traffic calming departments coming out of community development, is very slow, and they're not coming up with solutions or actions very quickly. You know, we've asked for many things, and I could tell you we've probably been waiting a year for some things. So I would ask, once this goes through, that we ask the mayor to put a rush on this through that department. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor.
Yeah,
On the
Mr.
motion?
President.
Oh, Counselor
Yeah,
Gentry.
so as Councilor Novoselsky said, I don't think this needs to go through any tribunal or anything. We can just get them installed, and there's certainly no harm in it. Thank you.
I think a flashing stop sign should be pretty easy. If we're going to go through a tribunal for that one, we're in big trouble up here.
Bye-bye.
On the motion, all in favor, all opposed? So ordered.
Calendar item number 15, motion presented by Councilors Guarino Sawaya and Cogliandro, that the mayor request the Traffic Commission to consider establishing a Traffic Commission regulation limiting the number of residential parking permits issued per address or unit to 4, with the stipulation that residents may apply for additional parking permits through an appeal process administered by the Parking Department.
Counselor Guarino Sawaya.
Thank you, Mr. President. I originally brought this motion forward last year, but I think it fell through the cracks. I was happy when Councilor Cogliandro wanted to revisit it. And with the parking still being a major issue, it's important that we act now. Right now, single, 2 families and 3 families can receive multiple residential parking permits, sometimes up to 10 per unit. This creates a real strain on the neighborhood and on-street parking. But I do want to stress that the apartment buildings do not contribute to this because they receive no parking permits. We're asking that the Traffic Commission consider capping the permits, I believe, to at least to 4 per unit, and with an appeal process for households that may need more. Residents have a difficult time finding a parking spot, and sometimes, from what I understand, residents have called me and said they have to park 2 and 3 streets over from their house, which that shouldn't be happening. They should be able to find parking on their street, and if one household has like 10 parking spots for just one household, that's crazy, that other people have to go to a different street. It's just not right. It's about fairness, balance, and responsibility, responsibly managing our shared streets in the city. So whatever we can do to try to bring it down, scale it down to maybe 4 per unit, I think that would be best. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Cogliandro.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, I had a good conversation with Director Babbo of Parking, and we have to hit the reset button on this. We have cars that are automatically registered every year of people who no longer live in the city that don't change their address. Everett has a program where they allow 4. That's one of the reasons we did 4. And it's not auto-renew. You have to reapply every year. And I think we need to do that for a couple, 2, 3 years, because like I said, we have to hit this reset button. The number of calls that we all get about vehicles that people don't recognize, in front of our house, things of that nature. And also, to touch on the further applying for more than 4 vehicles, we have a parking advisory committee. And I think that if somebody does apply, say you have a family, a husband and a wife, they have 3 children who drive, and they live in a single-family home, that's a no-brainer. If somebody applies for 4 more vehicles, maybe they approve them for 1. So this is a good way to control the number of cars that are allowed to park on our streets. And I think if we don't feel comfortable passing this tonight to send it to traffic, that we could put it into one of our subcommittees for more conversation. Thank you.
Anybody else? I don't see any problem with passing it. All in favor, all opposed? So ordered.
Calendar item number 16, motion presented by Councilors Hass and Guarino Sawaya, that the mayor, in conjunction with the Youth Works Department and School Department, revisit the idea of implementing a teen shoveling program, which would pair students with city seniors and disabled residents who are unable to maintain their properties during winter months, and especially following storms and inclement weather. The program would provide students monetary compensation and/or community service hours.
Counselor Hass.
Thank you, Mr. President. I know this is an issue that we brought up a few years back. We seem to be making some good headway with it at the time. It kind of fell under the radar, and there were some changes within the city. Someone I was working with on the Disability Commission on this has left for another employment opportunity, but I'm thankful for Councilor Guarino Sawaya for wanting to team up again on this one, and this is probably one of the major issues, one of the main topics I hear from seniors. In fact, I got a call just this afternoon regarding the shoveling program. But, you know, there are some nights when I'm walking my dog after a storm, a day after a storm, and you'll see 2 or 3 houses completely shoveled, stairs, everything, and then you'll get to one house where an elderly woman lives by herself, no family, and you'll see, you know, it's iced over, the stairs look icy, and that's a common theme I've noticed in a few of the neighborhoods. But it's a program that the city has had before with the JROTC, and that kind of fell apart a few years back due to the lack of huge storms, I guess, and a few other reasons. But I guess the key to it is finding a point person that we can work with, whether it's in the school department, whether it's in Youth Works, but definitely something that myself and Councilor Guarino Sawaya are willing to work with and try and get off the ground to help our seniors. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Guarino Sawaya.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I think it was either last year or the year before, Councilor Hass and I introduced the idea of a teen shoveling program. And by us revisiting it now, maybe hopefully this year we can finally bring it into fruition. I did speak with the mayor today regarding it, and I think if possible, I would like to see Jerry Visconti come up here next week and discuss a program that the city is already sort of working on. They do have the Roca kids that were doing it. As far as the Snow Angels initiative, that was completely dismantled. So now Roca sometimes does not want to work on certain, decide they don't want to do it. So our suggestion was maybe getting a school guidance counselor involved and have a rolling list of kids that do want to participate in this program. And the city does have a little bit of money put aside that they do for Parks and Rec, that they can pay them. It won't be big money, but they will get a stipend. And if not, then if the city can no longer afford it, maybe the seniors themselves can pay $20 here, $10 to shovel, but at least we'll have a list of students. And the program, it actually enriches the lives of everyone involved. For seniors and those with mobility challenges, it provides safety and peace of mind. And for the students, it offers a meaningful community service and like actual real-world experiences and even the opportunity to earn some money. And if possible, we would also give them their community service that they would need to graduate. So I would really like to have the school guidance counselors maybe become involved and have Jerry Visconti come up here at our next meeting and perhaps discuss a way to get this program up and running because it needs to get done. The seniors need the help. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor McKenna.
Thank you, Mr. President. Being a class advisor for 16 years in Revere High School, it's the class advisors that take care of the community service hours for the kids. And they start as freshmen, and they go all the way to seniors. And they have to have a certain amount of community service hours to graduate. So I don't think the guidance counselors have anything to do with it. They just get when they're seniors, they just get the community hours and say, okay, you can graduate. So I would get in touch with the class advisors. Thanks.
Thanks for that information. Anybody else? If I can speak from the chair for a minute? Permission, thank you. This is all well-intended, and I think the bottom line is money. And we got to have the funding. If we're going to put this in place, we got to come up with the funding. Now, you spoke to the mayor. We need the funding. So we need something in writing that we get the funding, and then you can run with this. And I think, the Youth Works Program, or whatever that's called, that our former friend and counselor runs now. But I know this, I happen to know there's no money in that right now. So we've got to get the money before we're going anywhere with this, and I'm certainly in favor of it, obviously. And I'm glad that you're ready to run with this, both of you. Thank you. No further business. The city council will stand adjourned until Monday, January 26th. Thank you all.